Welcome to Madrid Pulse, your trusted source for all things Real Madrid. From breaking transfer updates to deep insights and exclusive news. In this report, we take a closer look at the current stance of Los Blancos regarding defensive reinforcements, especially amid strong links to Liverpool's Ibrahima Konaté. Real Madrid are not expected to bring in a new centre-back during this summer's transfer window, despite being heavily linked with Liverpool star Ibrahima Konaté. The French international has reportedly attracted interest from several European giants, including PSG, but Real Madrid have emerged as his most likely long-term destination. However, any potential move appears unlikely to happen in the current window. The Spanish giants were recently eliminated from the FIFA Club World Cup at the semi-final stage after suffering a heavy 4-0 defeat to UEFA Champions League winners Paris Saint-Germain in New Jersey. The loss exposed several issues within the team, particularly in defense, where Xabi Alonso's side were physically and tactically overwhelmed. In the aftermath of the defeat, defenders Raúl Asensio and Antonio Rudiger came under intense criticism for their performances. Raúl Asensio, though recently signing a new contract, is still viewed as a long-term project by the club. He is highly rated internally, and the coaching staff believe in his potential to grow into a regular starter. Nonetheless, there are serious concerns about the consistency and form of Antonio Rudiger. The German international, despite having moments of brilliance in past seasons, has shown signs of struggle, especially when facing high-intensity opposition. His ability to maintain peak performance levels throughout a demanding campaign is now being questioned. In contrast, the emergence of Dean Huijsen has brought a sense of optimism to the defensive unit. The young talent has made a strong start to life in Madrid and is already being trusted with more responsibilities. His physicality, reading of the game, and maturity on the ball have impressed both the coaching staff and fans. Added to that, Real Madrid made headlines earlier this summer by signing Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool, a move that adds a new dimension to their backline both defensively and offensively. Another key acquisition is Álvaro Carreras, whose arrival further reshapes the defensive setup for the 2025-26 season. These additions mean that 3 members of the starting backline will be new faces this year, signaling a partial rebuilding phase under Xabi Alonso. However, the club remains cautious not to overhaul the defense entirely in one go, preferring a balanced integration of youth and experience. Despite this shift, interest in Ibrahima Konaté has not disappeared. The French defender remains firmly on Madrid's radar, and the club continues to monitor his situation closely. Konaté's current contract with Liverpool is set to expire at the end of the 2025-26 season, and talks over an extension have been ongoing since the start of the year. However, progress has been slow, and Liverpool are eager to secure his future before the start of the new campaign to avoid complications further down the line. Real Madrid's strategy, however, appears to be focused on patience. The club is reportedly unwilling to make a formal offer this summer, preferring instead to wait for his contract to enter its final months. This approach mirrors the situation with Trent Alexander-Arnold, where Madrid initially hoped to sign the fullback on a free transfer in 2025. However, Liverpool managed to secure a transfer fee by negotiating a release before his contract expired. That experience has reportedly left Madrid feeling frustrated, and they now aim to be more calculated in their pursuit of Konaté. According to reports from El Chiringuito, Madrid have no intention of tabling a bid in the coming month. Xabi Alonso, backed by club president Florentino Perez and the board, has agreed that no immediate move will be made. This doesn't mean the interest has cooled, quite the opposite. The club is highly confident that Konaté prefers a switch to Madrid over staying at Liverpool or returning to France with Paris Saint-Germain. The player is believed to be open to the move and is intrigued by the idea of becoming part of Real Madrid's evolving project under Alonso. This confidence is built on months of indirect communication, scouting, and positive signals from the player's camp. The Madrid hierarchy believes that playing the long game will pay off, especially if Konaté refuses to sign a new contract at Anfield. If that scenario unfolds, Real Madrid will be able to negotiate freely with him starting in January 2026 and potentially sign him on a pre-contract agreement, similar to how many major clubs secure free agents. In the meantime, Madrid's focus is on stabilizing their current defensive options and making the most of their recent investments. Alonso is committed to shaping a defense that blends the experience of players like Rudiger, assuming he can bounce back, with the youthful promise of talents like Huijsen, Carreras, and Alexander-Arnold. The coaching team is also keen to give Asensio more time to develop and prove himself as a reliable option in the backline. While Konaté may not arrive this summer, he remains a key long-term target. Real Madrid's strategy is one of patience, discipline, and tactical timing, a formula they've used successfully in the past. Whether it's in January or next summer, Konaté's path to the Santiago Bernabeu still looks very much open. Konaté, who has established himself as a mainstay in Liverpool's defense, is entering the final year of his contract. Despite several efforts from the club to convince him to extend his stay at Anfield, the 26-year-old has thus far declined every offer on the table. This growing uncertainty has alarm bells ringing within Liverpool's leadership, especially after the Trent Alexander-Arnold contract saga. And now they are determined not to repeat that scenario with another pillar of their squad. With the very real possibility that Konaté could leave for free in the summer of 2026, Liverpool have opted to take drastic measures. In an effort to salvage value from a potentially departing asset, they have placed Konaté on the transfer market for $50 million. This price reflects both his quality and the fact that he is in the final year of his deal. The club hopes this move either pressures the player into signing a new deal or encourages a suitor to pay up before time runs out. Real Madrid, while clearly interested, appear unlikely to meet that valuation. According to reports from Spain, Los Blancos have made it clear they are not prepared to spend more than $20–25 million on Konaté this summer. Their logic is straightforward. In just 6 months, they can negotiate directly with the player without Liverpool's involvement, offering a pre-contract agreement that would bring him to Madrid for free the following summer. From their perspective, spending anything significantly more than that would be poor financial planning. Liverpool, on the other hand, find themselves in a difficult position. If no other top club comes forward with a better offer, they risk holding on to a player who already has his sights set on a new challenge. It's a gamble. Either they accept a cut-rate fee now, attempt to rekindle contract negotiations, or risk losing him for free. Much will depend on whether any club other than Real Madrid is interested in signing Konaté and can match the Reds' asking price. If not, Liverpool may follow a strategy similar to the one they used with Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk, keeping the player despite expiring terms and trying to negotiate a renewal mid-season. From Madrid's point of view, the timing of a potential free transfer next summer makes sense beyond just financial considerations. Their defensive depth is currently sufficient, with Raúl Asensio, Dean Huijsen, David Alaba, Eder Militao, and Antonio Rudiger providing options in central defense. In addition, several other players, such as Aurelien Tchouameni, Dani Carvajal, and Ferland Mendy, have shown versatility and could be used in a back three if needed. This defensive coverage means they are not desperate to add Konaté immediately and can afford to be patient. It's also important to note that both Rudiger and Alaba are out of contract next summer, and the expiration of their deals would clear significant wages off the club's books. In that scenario, bringing in Konaté on a free makes even more strategic sense, both from a financial and sporting perspective. The club would be acquiring a younger, physically dominant defender in his prime without a transfer fee and with more flexibility to offer a competitive salary. As it stands, the situation remains fluid. Liverpool will continue to push for either a sale or a renewal, while Real Madrid are content to play the long game, confident that their offer is the one Konaté ultimately wants. The coming weeks will determine whether the saga ends with a swift resolution or drags into yet another season of uncertainty.